right. We're going to take a break. In just a few seconds, we're going to be connecting with a young man who has spent quite a bit of time in hospital over his years. He actually writes in an article that showed up in the Coast recently, "My first memories are a mix of cystic fibrosis and He-Man." It's an interesting concept, but as he says, singing songs, making music became a protective shield from a lifetime of hardships. We're going to hear more from Evan Craig here on our radio right after this break. Welcome back to the Sheldon Macleod Show here at News 95.7. Our next guest is responsible for that music, speedy recovery, desert walking. He writes, "Music kept me alive. Singing songs, making music, a protective shield from a lifetime of hardships." On the line with us this afternoon, we're joined by Evan Craig. Evan, how are you?
Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Where have we reached you? Where are you at right now?
I'm actually at the hospital right now, unfortunately. I've been here for about a week.
Okay. With the story that you wrote, the opinion piece that you wrote for the Herald, my apologies, for the Coast, you're talking about your first memories, a mix of cystic fibrosis and He-Man. I'm only chuckling because of that paints a really bizarre picture to me.
Yeah, I was going to go with Pee Wee Herman, but He-Man seemed a little bit more heroic.
So when did you get the diagnosis that you had or have cystic fibrosis?
Well, I got mine when I was born. My doctor was able to do something called a sweat test on me, so they were able to find it quite quickly. And unfortunately, as soon as I was born, actually, I had to go in an incubator, and I stayed there for a couple of months. And then growing up, it just it became a little bit more routine of going into hospitals for 2 weeks minimum. And in my personal case, my family lived about an hour and a half away, and this is before the internet and stuff. So literally, you go to the hospital and you're kind of by yourself to your own devices, as young as you can remember almost. And for me personally, I looked up, national averages for CF, and it was always, about 30, 31. So it was kind of like I knew that was kind of going to approach me at some point, and the only way that I could really get past that was just to kind of be present into music and kind of let that take 100% of my mind, and it kind of helped with dealing with everything else.
Evan Craig is our guest here. It's rude to ask how old you are. What do you weigh? No, I'm kidding. Evan, how old are you?
I'm 32 right now, and I'm in the hospital right now just for stomach problems. But when about the article, I moved to Edmonton just to be with my family, and quickly found out that my lungs were not even half as good as I thought, and the doctor basically told me that I had about 30 days to live. And I went back to my house, and about a day and a half later, my chest started really hurting, so I went straight to the hospital. And I remember just telling the nurse that my chest was hurting and I might need something for pain or something, and she kind of looked at me like, maybe he's here for the wrong reasons, and she told me to go have a hot shower. And I've never been one to argue, so I went to do it, and I was taking off my T-shirt and I just passed out. And then everything after that was just my parents recounting things and basically telling me that the doctors talked to them and said that Evan's got about 30 days, and he can be awake for about a week or two, but he's going to be pretty incoherent, and or you can have 30 days. And so, but the result of that was I had to be in a coma for 30 days. So I did that, and then it literally came down to the doctor telling my father that I had less than 24 hours left to live, and 8 hours after that, they found lungs. Then I spent 8 hours in surgery, followed by another surgery a week later. But then I woke up and I had muscle atrophy as well from being in coma, so I was paralyzed and had to learn how to walk, talk, eat, and all that stuff again.
Evan Craig is here with us this afternoon. It is a powerful story that you've just shared with us. The fact that much of your life you have been dealing with these very serious health issues. Tell me how music has kept you alive.
It's really been a positive thing because, I mean, like my father grew up playing music, so it was always around, and he gave me my first guitar and gave me lessons, and as soon as I did it, I really idolized, people like Pearl Jam or Led Zeppelin, all those, I was listening to those people like as young as I can remember, and once I got playing with the band, and then we put out an album, it was just kind of like, I knew that that's what I wanted to do since I was a kid. And once I, had an album in my hands, it was just so gratifying to know that it's almost like you're filling empty space with something that can't be taken back. And I'm really proud of everything that we were able to do.
Clearly, you were in a situation where your health was in such a dire strait that, people were wondering whether or not you'd be around. And I'm wondering how much of that time you've spent by yourself listening to music has, not necessarily defined you, but perhaps shaped you.
Yeah, I think there's some part of me that was able to survive because I was almost able to put those blinders on, and I think it helps my head as far as like not dealing with it, but at the same time, being able to do something else, not having it, paralyze you like I saw so many other people do. And that's why I'm heavily involved with the Canadian Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and I started organizing charity events when I was 17, and I started doing charity work when I was 8, and that's also been a very big part of me because as soon as I started doing that and saw the outcome and and the support and everything, it was very addictive, I guess. So. Yeah, between that and, the other thing, too, I think I said in the article as well, was when I was about 16, I was just driving my bike one day with music, and I was struck by a truck, and also had to go back and, they put me in a coma, and I broke a bunch of bones, and had to wake up, and my leg was broken, and had to learn how to walk again also. So there's been a few things over the years that, definitely I'd have to say music and charity and giving back has been the only way that I've been able to kind of make sense of the world.
Cystic fibrosis, infections, lung transplant, hit by a truck. Why aren't you the most angry, bitter, discouraged human on this planet, my friend?
Well, that's why I play rock music.
Good answer. So when you hear of the struggle and you hear of others, I would think, if I was in your shoes, I'm thinking, what are you complaining about? Why, your problems seem minor. You're still walking.
Yeah, it kind of gets that way sometimes when you see, it was very strange through high school, because that's when I was about 16, I was in the IWK. And a friend of mine also was put in there, and she unfortunately passed away. And I had to kind of see that, and then I just remember after that going back to high school, and it was just, you just felt like an alien, like on Mars or something. Like it was just, nothing really made sense. Like, why are you worried about, who likes you or whatever? It just made no sense to me. And once again, it was. Music really kind of helped things because, whether it was like a yellow Sony tape Walkman or a Discman or MP3 player or an iPhone, they just works down the line. And it's just, I know a lot of people and actually there's another article coming out soon with musical therapy, and we're working kind of around that as well, because just trying to put music into people's lives that maybe need it.
In many ways, music has been put into your life, but you've gone looking for it, and congratulations on finding the strength and the inspiration to stay so positive.
Thank you very much.
and I wish you all continued success. And like I say, it was a fabulous a fabulous article. So grateful that you were able to put into words what you were thinking and took the time to share it. So Appreciate that. And Evan Craig, hopefully we'll get a chance to speak again not too distant future.
I hope so too. Take care.
You take care too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Evan Craig. If you're looking for more details on that story, look for his article in The Coast. Music kept me alive. All right, just before we get into our 3 o'clock and our Money Matters today, Ray Tetch will join us a little bit of investment DIY tricks